Tycho M writes about the golden ground. Dualistic division of non-dualism. If we consider humanity from a slightly elevated perspective, it becomes clear that, in a so-called spiritual view of things, something quite distinct emerges: the redivision of humanity into those who have understood the concept of dualism and those who have not yet attained this knowledge. A decidedly dualistic approach, which, however, seems inherently necessary for understanding the lack of lived implementation. Now, a fundamental understanding of the dynamics of dualism is certainly necessary to consciously take steps on this path, but it is not merely about intellectual conceptual ability, rather, and this is what is lacking everywhere, it is about the truth of its luminous implementation, about living out and internalizing a system of thought diametrically opposed to the chaos of the system, in order to arrive at a contrasting understanding. Now, a fundamental understanding of the dynamics of dualism is clearly necessary to consciously proceed along this path, but it is not just about intellectual conceptual ability, it is about, and this is what is lacking everywhere, the truth of its luminous implementation, about living it out, internalizing it, a system of thought diametrically opposed to the chaos of the system, in order to arrive at a contrasting understanding. A world-changing leap. For the individual who dares to take this step, this leap into the dark, into the unknown, from logic to intuition, for who can dispel those lingering doubts, the fear of being disappointed again in the end? For that individual, this step is world-changing. And, thousands of years ago, a monk described it. This leap into knowledge, this leap from the secure but barren, gloomy, painful standpoint of our earthly existence, into the darkness of our inner selves, it has a golden foundation as its goal. You take the step into the dark abyss, and land on golden ground, trust. No surface. This sounds very simple, and in principle, it is. But and yet, the life we have so intensely internalized, amidst this chaotic system, with its only apparent logic, this long-held misunderstanding, this fundamental error in perception, cannot be truly recognized overnight with mere aha moments or a sudden, vague intellectual understanding. Much more is required. We are completely detaching ourselves from old algorithms, raising frequencies. And this true, thoroughly internalized recognition is absolutely essential for opting out. Our entire consciousness must encompass this understanding if we want to change anything. In the language of quantum science, we raise our vibration. The rising frequency produces a corresponding effect in the Higgs field of unlimited possibilities. By no means an easy task. This is the manifestation with which New Age gurus are attracting their clients these days. Change your frequency, and the kingdom of heaven is yours. But where does this frequency originate? It springs from unvarnished truth and by no means from superficial affirmation. It stems from the deepest and most hidden fears within us, from where we don't dare to look. As long as an external world exists for us, we will also reflect its fears from the field of all possibilities. Stuck with the body consciousness. As long as we firmly believe we are a body, this complex will hold us in its grip. We are stuck with it, inextricably bound, in the quicksand of society. We are forced to engage with the social fabric. This alone generates frequency surges that immediately eliminate any desired positivity. We are completely immersed in this universal frequency and don't even realize it. A figment of the imagination. Only the realization that this dualistic world of the body, which, due to its judgmental thinking, must necessarily operate at a very low vibrational frequency, only in this way is a conditional consensus possible. Is merely a self-perpetuating edifice of lies. This knowledge of the thought structures employed alone can help us pull ourselves out of this quagmire by our own hair. Every single tool of this society, every emotion provoked by its circumstances, weakens our natural vibrational strength, flattens it, makes it sluggish, and ultimately brings it to a standstill. Complete solution. The therapy used to restore health is holistic. The inspired words of the Buddhist sages provide a good description. It is about overcoming suffering, and suffering originates in our thoughts. Society lives this suffering, lives these thoughts of an existence in illness, as a finite, transient organism, in indescribable smallness, vegetating meaninglessly. limiting themselves by the body, separated from a God whose goodness cannot endure in their world of judgments and hierarchies. Guided and determined by our primal fears. Every action we take in life, every situation, every dream, every kind of existence we conjure up, that is, every existence that arises from the Higgs field, all options, transformed from the wave of probability to the particle of reality, are determined by our deep-seated primal fears, by the suffering thoughts, the prejudices we internalize. Thus, we are creative creators of a low-frequency world whose fundamental principle is fear in every form. Questioning is extremely difficult. From this position, it is neither possible to question the structure and dynamics of the societal thinking in which we are trapped, the range of distractions is too vast, nor do we feel compelled to do so, because we sense restrictions. Above all, the question yields no immediate benefit, it merely creates subtle mistrust. However, without a doubt, the moment comes for everyone when they break free from this position of naive stubbornness. The sacred moment. The day comes when a person looks at themselves, as body and mind in their entirety, and recognizes. The moment of AHA, that shatters the edifice of lies built on our supposed communication, the architecture of loveless negativity, into millions upon millions of bubbles of illusion. The moment we recognize ourselves as absolute love and the perfect center of this world of ours. The roaring machinery of society comes to a silent end, judgment has become obsolete. Clearly revealed. The path to this, the path to realization, it can be found in almost every doctrine of salvation, albeit often heavily encoded. You are the child of absolute love creation, whose sole purpose in all universes is to realize and experience itself as love. Creation pursues this intention with its absolute power. Love wishes to experience itself through you. You are a sleeping, dreaming God, the center of all existence. Conclusion. You are pure, absolute love, for the absolute can only be fully given. You are protected and guided every fraction of a second by this boundless love, whose sole purpose is to see you happy, to make you hear once again the ancient melody of harmony and contentment. It has never fallen silent, only the noise of the societal machine raged too fiercely. And now love simply takes you by the hand. You, too, will remember that you have always understood. If you like this text, please give us a shout. You're helping. Read the many books of TikOM on lulu.com. Please visit our site 12words.de. May you have a wonderful day.